beans on the plate. La première initiation était vos pères, du coup, dans l'assiette. Devant vous. Hare Krishna.
ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Radha Govinda ki jai, all glory to them. Thank you very much. Locanananda Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So there is some difficulty in my throat. I cannot speak very long. But I must thank you very much that you have arranged this duty installation ceremony and so nicely, and the Brahmins, European Brahmins, they are chanting, reciting the books. This is in order. So, long time ago, there was some correspondence with some Indian friends about this brahminical culture. So I told at that time that India has lost everything, especially the Go Brahmana Hitayat. They have lost Krishna, and Krishna is for the benefit of Go and Brahmana. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayat. Without brahminical culture and without cow protection, it is not human society, it is animal society. So, these two things are practically need all over the world. This brahminical culture and protection of the cow. Krishna personally played as a cowherd boy. He is giving importance to the cow protection, and in his childhood he was dragged by the calf and he was being mixed up with the urine and stool of cow. So, cow protection is very important thing. And brahminical culture. Without this thing, these sounds should be stopped.
Take pictures
So I see these brahmanas are reciting from Shastra. This is the introduction of brahminical culture, deity worship. There is need of a section of people in the human society, ideal character, that is Brahmin. Satta, Sama, Dama, Titiksha, Arjava, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahma Karma, Sabhava. So, we are trying to introduce this culture, but people think that what is the use of becoming a truthful man? They do not find any utility of sense control, to become truthful, or to become fully in knowledge of Vedic culture. Nobody is interested to become Brahmin. Now, the brahminical culture, which was generated in India, they have also lost interest. Those who are born in Brahmin family, they are also giving up the sacred thread. So it is very dangerous position of the human society. So there is no brahminical culture, neither there are Brahmins. And without brahminical culture, there is no question of understanding the absolute truth. In the Shastra it is said that without becoming a Brahmin, nobody has access in the studies of Veda. Veda pathat bhavet vipra. Janmana jayati shudra sanskarat bhavet dvija. Veda pathat bhavet vipra brahma jnanati tita. There is absolute necessity of this brahminical culture. Srila Goswami has recommended. So do not, I would say, deviate from this the brahminical culture we are trying to introduce all over the world, especially in Europe, America. So do not deviate. Although we are accepting from any community Brahmin, but the Brahmin culture, without Brahmin culture, simply we take a sacred thread and become cheap Brahmin. No, you must maintain the Brahmin culture. That is one thing. Sattva, Sama, Nama, Titikha, Arjava, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahma, Kalpa, Savapam. This is first class human society. Not that everyone should become Brahmin. There is necessity of other classes also. Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Cooperatively we should work for the benefit of the whole society. That is required. Just like in your body, there is need of the head, there is need of the arms, there is need of the belly, there is need of the legs. Not that only legs, no head, no tail. No, that is dead. That must be. At the present moment, the tendency is Shudra mentality. Everyone wants to become Shudra. Industrialist. Industry means it is the occupation of the Shudra. There is no brahminical culture. No. But Krishna says, Sadhu Pannam Maya System, Gunakarma Dwan. Dwan, industry. There is no heart. But if you simply stress on one point, Shudra business, and there is no ideal Brahmin, then the social structure will be disturbed. Four things required. The Brahminical culture, the Kshatriya culture, the Vaishya culture and the Shudra, and they should combine the act together. That is perfection of society. That is the verdict of Srimad Bhagavatam. Atapumvi dijasreshta varnasama vibhagas sanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhi haritosa. That common cause is how to satisfy Krishna. Never mind whether you are a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or Shudra. If your aim is to satisfy Krishna, it doesn't matter whether you are a Brahmana or a Shudra. You get the same result. Everyone is not capable of becoming a Brahmana. But if he cooperates for serving Krishna, sakarmana tamam bhatta samsiddhi davati, then everything will go right. So somewhere or other this culture has been imported. It is not imported everywhere. The culture is somewhere it is prominent, somewhere it is gone. Now you are trying to revive this culture. The directions are there. We have got so many books, Bhagavan Gita. Do it very nicely and you will be happy, your country will be happy, the human society will be happy. Here the whole program is Sarve Sukhi Bhavantu. Everyone be happy. This is Krishna consciousness. It is not a movement to exploit. It is a movement to make everyone happy. So try to push this movement very steadily and be yourself ideal example, and the whole human society benefit out of it. They will be happy. Thank you.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
my goal of life are the same, if we love the same person, we are engaged in the same activity, and how can there be conflict? Conflict only exists when there is duality. You think your goal of life is this, and I think my goal of life is this. So we should be careful never to come to this point. There is one analogy that Prabhupada uses, that there is a big oak tree, and right next to the foot of the oak tree is the head of an axe. But the tree is not threatened at all by the head of the axe. But the axe says to the tree, I cannot harm you so long as you do not give me one of your branches. If you give me one of your branches, then myself along with your branch, we can do damage. So there are so many opposing elements to this Krishna consciousness movement. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that so many different kinds of men do not surrender to him. And the world is full of these men. And there are very, very few men who are interested at all in spiritual life, what to speak of serving Krishna. So when those rare souls come together, they should be sure to concentrate on one thing, and that is to cooperate nicely, to please the spiritual master, and to attain the goal of life. Now, the process for always remaining safe and in this secure position that we have heard so many times today, to follow these regulative principles and to chant Hare Krishna mantra. The only time our movement will become weak is when these 5 principles are not executed correctly. Otherwise, nothing can stop the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has predicted that in every town and village my name will be heard and sung and appreciated. Prabhupada once wrote a letter. He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that soon all the world will appreciate the Aryan culture of Krishna consciousness. So it is already assured, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already assured it, and we can get the credit just by not deviating. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasananyagam. We have to not deviate. And the instruction is not very difficult. We rise early. We do not care for luxury. We're clean. We chant our rounds. We follow these principles. And we preach. That's all. A devotee is very simple. Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is simple for the simple, and complicated and complex for the crooked. So our life is very simple as devotees. We take prasadam, we become full of transcendental energy, we chant Hare Krishna, we become full of transcendental energy, and then we preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. We have no other business. And this will give our spiritual master much happiness, much satisfaction. It will maintain his good health. We are very, very fortunate to even be born so close to the period when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his Leela. Only 500 years ago, simply 5 generations, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was walking on this earth, having the most ecstatic pastimes of any yuga. And we are so close to that time. And even more wonderful, actually he is appearing again in the form of his Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. And what's even more remarkable is that you and I have had the opportunity to take initiation from such a pure devotee. And he has promised to take us in this lifetime back home, back to Godhead. That's only maybe 20, 30 years. Not very much. So we have such a nice movement. Krishna is called Suridam Sarvabhutanam. He is the friend of all living entities. And the devotee is Krishna's representative. And therefore the devotee People should feel that the devotees are their real friends. That is your business, to represent Krishna and the spiritual master, so that when people see you, they know, here is a real friend. Here is someone who I can fight in, here is someone who can help me. That is our position as devotees. And if we do not do that, we are not living up to our responsibility. So taking initiation is no joke. It doesn't mean just these principles. It implies much more than that. It implies you are representing Prabhupada in everything you do. So it is a great responsibility, especially to the Brahmins. Because we are acting on the level of second-class devotee. That means we must criticize just about everybody. In our philosophy, almost everyone is wrong. Everyone may have a little bit of truth, but in general, everyone is pretty far from the goal. So in order to preach, you must point these things out. But in order to point these things out, you must be ideal. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that even a little drop of ink on a white sheet is very noticeable. In the same way, everyone will complain against the sannyasi who makes a little mistake. So in one sense, you are all sannyas. Sannyas means one who renounces the fruit of his activity and gives everything to Krishna. With your mind, your words, your actions, everything devoted to Krishna, then you are considered a liberated soul already in this body. What to speak of brahmachari, grihastha, varnaprastha, you are considered liberated already. So we are in a very difficult position. We have to criticize others, we have to deal with money, we have to deal with women, we have to deal with so many big projects. It is a gigantic institution all over the world. We should be very careful not to stray from the lotus feet of our spiritual master. To keep them always in sight, always try to act as Prabhupada would act, always try to do as he would do. And then there's no question of imperfection. The sun is always moving from the east to the west, and as long as you are always following the sun, you'll always be in the sunlight. And as soon as you stop to rest or take a vacation, then the sun goes and the darkness comes. So there is no rest in Krishna consciousness. It is not that I work so hard and maybe I get some big position and then I'm afforded some vacation. It is not like that. The more you advance, the more you should expect to take on bigger and bigger problems on behalf of Krishna. Because after all, padam padam yadi padam natesham. This is a place where there is danger at every step, where there is always a problem. And we are not coming to Krishna consciousness to get rid of problems. We're coming to Krishna consciousness to get rid of our false egos so that we can serve Krishna and the pure devotee purely. And that will be the success of our life. Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gatim. Uttama Gatim means the highest goal of life. Attachment, Shri Guru Charane Rati, attachment to the lotus feet of the spiritual master, is the highest perfection and awards all benediction. Ye prasade pure sarvash. So we should not hanker over so many things. We should not complain if sometimes our material circumstances are not so comfortable. Because we have the most comfortable position of all, resting on the lotus feet of the spiritual master. That is the most comfortable. And knowing that we have such a nice position as that, we should be able to tolerate any superficial problem. The only thing we should not tolerate is our stubbornness not to serve him perfectly. That we should not tolerate. We should be very compassionate towards others, and we should be very difficult upon ourselves. And this will make a very healthy atmosphere in Krishna consciousness and will push this movement all over the world. The devotee has only one desire, And that is somehow or other to be a part, to be an instrument in the great mission of spreading the name and fame within the satisfied. So we are having such a nice life. However, not everyone will be able to take to this life. Here in New Mayapura is everything anybody could want. Here's honest labor, friendship. If you want family, you can have family. Here's philosophy. Any type of work you want to do, you can do. There's cows, there's birds, there's nature. There's chanting of the holy name. There's wonderful prasadam. But still, people say no. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasadevai Bhakti Latavi. Kono means not everybody can take. Only those who are very fortunate can take to this life. People are going to the factory, working 8 hours a day, and then they have another job. They have a nighttime job. And they're working very hard. And you say, my dear sir, please stop this nonsense activity. You are simply becoming a dry stick. You come to this Krishna consciousness movement, you start a life new and fresh, all the nice things I've just said. You come live with us, you have to pay nothing. It is free. And he will chase you with a shoe. They don't want to become fortunate. But we want to make them fortunate. Prabhupada said, actually the karmis, they do not feel any pain. The devotee feels the pain. Because the karmi, he doesn't know enough to feel pain. He gave the example of Prahlad Maharaj, who told Nrisimha, my Lord, I don't want to go back to Vaikuntha right now. I don't want to go back until all these rascals, they have gone, and then I will go. So we must try to think of ways to make them fortunate. That is our business. The process is not difficult. Everywhere you go, Yaridekatarikaha Krishna Upadesh. Wherever you go, whoever you meet, you tell them about Krishna. If they're so foolish they cannot understand little philosophy, then you put some prasadam in their mouth. And in this way you get Krishna's mercy. And you become successful. You make other people successful. They will not know it or get the sukriti. It's imperceivable advancement in Krishna consciousness. This movement is so benedictory, like the benediction moon. The moon, Chetodarpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreyakarava Chandika Vitaranam Vidyavadudi. The Sankirtan movement is the benediction moon. When the moon is rising in the sky, it is casting its soothing rays on everyone, on the house of the honest man and on the house of the dishonest man, on the house of the devotee, on the house of the murderer. The moon is like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is like that. Even though they don't want to make any advancement, they go down the street, they hear the chanting, they make advancement. They take little prasadam, they make advancement. They see a devotee, and they say, who is that? And they make advancement. Even so, they say Krishna, all these Krishnas, they make advancement. Such a nice movement. What to speak if you preach and you make them listen, and you make them a devotee, and you bring them to the point of taking first initiation, and you bring them to the point of taking second initiation. That is your duty. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, every person in this life must make, every Vaishnava must make someone else a Vaishnava. At least 3 or 4. So we should try always to reflect upon the great fortune that we have and how we can make others fortunate. That is the only thing that should be running through the mind. And as long as we concentrate on that, there's no room for material desire. And as soon as we stop trying to think how to spread the fortune of Krishna consciousness, then we simply become full of material desire, and then our position becomes very shaky. So it is a great responsibility to be a devotee. It is not a matter of dressing up. It is a matter of changing the consciousness. And always thinking, how would Prabhupada do this? And if we want to know that, then Krishna from within will give us that information. And then everyone you meet, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, everyone is dear to the devotee, and a devotee is dear to everyone. That is what makes this movement different than any other movement. That people, the devotees should become dear to the whole world. That people should know, here is shelter. If I want shelter, I can come to this movement, I can get shelter. Prabhupada said, when I look out my window up here and I see so many boys and girls taking prasadam and chanting, he said, my heart feels very satisfied because I know I've been able to give so many people shelter. So this is the purpose of the temple, not to live comfortably. We have built Prabhupada such a nice Vyasa-san, and he is liking the tree. So it is not that our business is simply to live comfortably. Our business is to preach. And everything is preaching. As long as you think whatever I'm doing, let me do it to my best ability. So that if anyone comes, they will think, how nice this Krishna consciousness movement is. Then you are preaching no matter what you do. Try to understand that point. So we have been very fortunate to have Prabhupada's association for so long. He told me next year he wants to come for 3 months. So next year we should have 300 devotees for initiation. Yes, today 70 devotees were made, so each makes 3 devotees in 1 year. So 270 new devotees. Prabhupada gave the example the other day, if someone is connected to the electricity, then when he touches someone, he'll also feel the electricity. So always remain plugged in. That is what you're doing here today. You're agreeing to be plugged in. And the way you stay plugged in is by following these principles, chanting Hare Krishna mantra at least 16 times a day. And Rupa Goswami said, making friends with the devotees. You're here to get each other's association. There should be no such thing as ill feeling amongst devotees. This does not exist in Krishna consciousness. If it exists, that means there's no Krishna consciousness. Where there is light, there cannot be darkness. It's not possible. So we are trying to make a model society so everyone all over the world will appreciate Prabhupada. And if they appreciate Prabhupada due to your good behavior, that is your success. And if they cast doubt on Prabhupada due to your behavior, that is your discredit. So it is everyone's duty to behave as perfect Vaishnavas. And that we are agreeing to today. Is that alright? Haribol!
Saraswati Iti Namine Swaha Shri Asha Devi Krishna Banda Jnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Madhya Shri Panuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Shakti No. Krishna Banda Jnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Suryo Kala Madhya Shri Panuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Shakti Raya Namo Swaha Move back Swaha Move back Swaha You must move back. Namaste Gauravani Taye Tarine Rupa Yoga Virudapa Anta Harine Swaha Namah Gaura Vishoraya Daksha Viragya Utaye Pralamba Sambude Nambudaya Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Achyutananda Namane Gaura Shakti Svarupaya Rupa Nuga Rayate Gaura Bhava Svam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannathaya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Titanam Avanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Krishna Namah Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam Swaha Jayatam Surato Mango Mama Manda Yati Vatsarva Sambojo Radha Madan Mohano Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Pika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo Stute Divya Vrindaranya Padrumada Viva Ratnagara Hansana Shri Radha Srila Govindadevo Stalibi Divyamano Rami Shriman Rasa Sarambi Sivata Tata Gita Karshan Venu Mane Gopinata Yeto Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Ishwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Namo Manya Vaya Mana Hidaya Cha Jagataya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha 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 Namo Manya Devaya Brahmana Hidaya Cha Jagataya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha 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 Namo Manya Devaya Brahmana Hidaya Cha Jagataya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Everyone, if you come up, place the banana with your right hand in the fire.
Tutti mettono la banana con la mano.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Gauranitai ki jai, Sri Krishna Balarama ki jai, Mahamandra ki jai, Sri Harinama Sen Kirtan ki jai, Gaur Brahmananda. All glories to this humble devotee. All glories to this humble devotee. All glories to this humble devotee. All glories to Jagun and
Vishnu Padaya
Prabhupada. Krishna Balaram ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki!
Haribo, Haribo.
Prabhupada! Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Lord.